Hello there, so lovely of you to stop by. This is Carol, the Otherwise Woman, and this is my intuitive and interpretive reading of the prevailing energies that will be with us from the full moon on the 30th of August until the new moon on the 14th of September of 2023. As usual, this is for entertainment purposes only. Any resulting enlightenment is purely coincidental and unintentional. We have, for this moon cycle, the Fire Pit card from the Wisdom of the Cailleach deck, the Ten of Arrows, or Instruction, from the Wildwood Tarot, and we have Birch as our Celtic tree ogham. Let's take a look at Fire Pit. Now this can signify passion, creativity, drive, high emotions. But I also see in this the purging power of fire. We're certainly seeing that in many places on the planet right now with wildfires. And while the devastation is just heartbreaking, fire does clears the way, prepares the earth for new things to grow. So this seems like it would be a very good time to do any kind of releasing ceremonies that involve fire. Maybe you write down things you want to let go of and then you burn it over a fire, if you have a fire pit, or a candle even. This would also be a good time if you're cleansing your house. You might want to use fire in that, like taking a candle around, or at least lighting something like sage or juniper, whatever you use for smudging or sanding. I'm going to go next to Birch, because Birch also carries the energy of cleansing and making room for something new. Birch is always about new beginnings. It's the very first ogham in the alphabet. It is also my tree equivalent of birthstone, I suppose you say. And it does help us let go of what we don't need, let go of what no longer serves us, so we can make a nice fresh start. Birch helps us to go forward into the unknown unafraid, and with passion, with drive, with creativity. Now the Ten of Arrows gives us a little more insight into what it is we might want to take with us and what it is we might want to leave behind. Here the grandfather is instructing his grandchild in archery. And this card traditionally relates to skills that we can learn from our ancestors, from past generations, practical skills that may be dying out but are still very valuable and useful. And I could go off on a survivalist tangent here and say, how are you going to survive the upcoming apocalypse? Do you know how to garden? Do you know how to grow food? Do you know how to use a bow and arrow? Do you know how to create fire if you don't have electricity or matches? So it could be helpful to use to learn a very practical and useful skill. Maybe something that your grandparents or their grandparents knew how to do. But I also look at this as taking into the future, taking into this new beginning, the skills that we really need and the attitudes that we really need, what will sustain us, what will help us. The energy of the fire pit and the energy of birch will help us really focus on what it is we want to take with us, what it is we need to know, what it is that will provide us the best path, the best direction. Together, all of these elements really do speak of getting rid of the extraneous in our lives so that we can move forward with what really matters. And once we've made that step toward a new beginning, then we can build it all fresh and all new. Honoring, of course, the elements of the past that we bring with us that are still valuable and that still serve us. So I see this moon cycle as a really good time for letting go, focusing, taking a new step forward with hope. I get a lot of hope from these elements too. And the assurance that the background we have, this also speaks to me of foundation. The foundation that we have, what we know, what we've learned, will help us as we go forward to this new beginning. So that's what all these elements have to tell us for this full, it's a blue moon too, this full blue moon to new moon cycle. Thank you so much for stopping and taking a look and listen. If you're interested in a personal reading, please contact me at otherwisewomanccp@gmail.com. We'll discuss the details. So, have a good end of August, beginning of September, and I will see you back again in a couple of weeks. Bye-bye.